Hi everybody, thank you for coming to my presentation video. Let me introduce myself. I am Ahmad Naufal from the University Magelang Management Study Program. This time, I will present the material that I have compiled. The topic of my presentation is the theory of demand and theory of supply. Today's topic is very interesting for you, those of you who are learning about the theory in economics. Over the next 20 minutes, we will discuss definitions, tabel, and curve relating to supply and demand. Quantity demanded and price. Therefore, the theory assumes that when demand in the market rises, the price of goods will also increase. However, if demand falls, price will also fall. The decline in demand itself was initially caused by rising or to hike the price in the market, so people think again about spending money. The most important factors in determining request include the price of the item itself, prices of other related goods, household income, and the average income of the community taste, forecast about future condition. These factors, it is relatively difficult if we analyze the influence of the various factors on the demand for an item. Therefore, in analyzing the theory of demand, it is necessary to make a simpler analysis. Request list. The demand list is a data that is realized in the form of a table that contains an overview of the features related to the price and the number of goods requested. This can also be interpreted as an overview of the magnitude of demand at various price levels. Example table. Table 1 above illustrates the demand for goods at various price levels. It is clear that the higher the price of goods, the less quantity of goods demanded and vice versa. You need to remember that in this example, the other influencing factors are considered constant or ceteris paribus. Example. The demand curve is a graph that describes the nature of the relationship between the price of an item and example curve. The demand curve is a curve that describes the nature of the relationship between the price of an item and the quantity demanded of that good. Thus, based on the data in table 1 above, we can describe the demand curve. On the vertical axis, the various price levels are described, while on the horizontal axis, it is described as the quantity of goods demanded. As final point, I would like to convey a conclusion. In economics, it is necessary to understand the difference between demand and the quantity demanded. What is meant by demand is an overview of the overall relationship between price and quantity demanded, where amount of goods demanded is defined as the number of requests for an item at a certain level. So this movement occurs due to change in the price of the goods themselves. When income increases, the demand curve shifts parallel to the right. If income decreases, the demand curve shifts parallel to the left. Next, I will focus on the theory of supply. Number 2, supply theory. A demand is not yet a sufficient condition to realize a transaction in the market. Exciting demand can only be met if the sellers can provide the goods needed. Supply theory explains the behavior of sellers in offering their goods at various price levels. The question that arises is who is the behavior of the seller in providing or offering the goods people need in the market? What factors affect the production and supply of goods to be sold? The subchapter will explain the nature of relationship between price and supply and the factors that influence the supply. Important factors in determining supply: the price of the item itself, price of other goods that are closely related to the goods, production cost, the company's operating objectives, the level of technology used. To analyze supply, the method used is relatively is same as in analyzing demand. For example, other factors do not change ceteris paribus. So first consider the effect of the price change on the number of goods offered by the seller. Similarly, further to analyze factors other than price and supply. List of offers. Example table. The picture above is a list of the number of bids at various price levels, or what is commonly known as a list of bids. This example shows an offer of product that occurs in a market. When the price of goods 20,000 rupiah, then seller will offer as many as 120 items. But then the price dropped to 12,000 rupiah, then the seller will reduce or only willing to offer 200. To further clarify, based on the table 3 above, we will illustrate it in the form of a supply curve as follows. Supply curve. The supply curve is a curve that shows the relationship between the price of good and the quantity supplied. The relationship between price and quantity demanded is indicated by point A, B, C, D, and E, the line connecting this point in the supply curve. And in this case, the symbol is given. Like demand analysis, in supply analysis, we need to distinguish between supply and the number of goods offered. Supply means the total quantity of each price level on a supply curve, while the quantity supplied means the number of goods supplied at a certain price level. As final point, I would like to convey a conclusion. So the theory of supply explains the behavior of sellers in offering their goods at various price levels. To analyze supply, the method used is relatively the same as in analyzing demand. When technology increases, new increasingly sophisticated technologies are discovered that allow more and more efficient production. The supply curve shifts parallel to the right. If technology declines, the supply curve shifts parallel to the left. Are there any questions? If there is, please breathe in the comments column. Thank you for your attention and see you again.